I'm having some weird glitches with all the high detail tracks I have in this game. In this video, I'm going to show you specifically what types of glitches I'm facing. The game crashed earlier, so when I came back to this route, I lost some of the saved data. But for some reason, the spline point from this section of track is still there, and it won't let me get rid of it for some reason. Okay, here's another annoying glitch I have with this game. It's specifically when placing high detail tracks in the ground. It takes forever to refresh. I put a track in the ground and the game takes forever to load the track where I put it. And this sometimes causes the game to freeze, and in extreme cases, the ground disappears and turns gray and the game freezes, and the only way to fix it is to use Control-Alt-Delete. Which of course causes me to lose any unsaved data, which is why I don't use high detail tracks that often. Okay, so here's what happened. The ground turned gray and the tracks weren't refreshing after I placed them on the ground. And the only way to get them to refresh requires me to exit out of Surveyor and come back in. But when I exited out of Surveyor, it got stuck on the screen. So I'm going to wait to see if it unfreezes. If it doesn't unfreeze within a certain amount of time, then I'm going to have to use Control-Alt-Delete to get rid of it and then come back. Okay, it's been more than 30 minutes and it's still stuck on the screen. I don't think it's ever going to get unfrozen, so I'm just going to have to press Control-Alt-Delete to exit out this game and restart it, and hopefully I'll be able to put a track on the ground without the ground turning gray and the game freezing this time. Well, on the positive side, at least on this game, when the Trainz asset database is being repaired, you can still play the game, which is a lot better than Trainz 2012. It used to be so annoying when I wanted to play the game and I clicked the start button, and then it says repairing the Trainz asset database, and then like nearly 2 hours later, the game would load or do whatever I was trying to do. And then, worst case scenario, it gets halfway through, and then an hour and a half later, it says Trainz experience an unexpected error and has to close, and then you have to start over again. So yeah, this setup is a lot better, and that's one thing I prefer about this game. Well, there it is. It froze again. It's always these high detail tracks that are causing this to happen. So, I'm going to wait a while, and if it unfreezes, I'll keep going, but if it doesn't, I'm going to have to press Ctrl Alt Delete and restart again and hope it works next time. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with the tracks right here, but for some reason, the two tracks, they're built as one mesh, and one of the tracks is crisscrossing and connecting to the opposite track, and the other track is doing the same thing. I'm not sure what's causing it to do that. Maybe it's just some kind of glitch, but let's see what happens if I insert a spline point. Maybe that'll fix it. Maybe it'll refresh and it'll fix that problem. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know why these tracks keep crisscrossing each other like this. I'm thinking maybe it's because the power lines aren't facing each other. Maybe they have to face in the same direction when you attach these tracks together to get them to work. So I'm going to try setting 2 sections of the track on the ground, facing the opposite direction and connecting them and see what happens. Well, it looks like when you attach 2 track sections together that are facing the opposite way, it just rotates the power lines so that they're both facing the same way. So that's not the issue at all. There's just something wrong with this section of track. The problem is what? Okay, here's another glitch that I have on this game, specifically when dealing with high detailed track. Whenever I alter the land anywhere near these tracks, it doesn't refresh. The land responds to me changing the height and everything, but it doesn't look like anything changed. And the only way to fix that is to exit Surveyor and come back. Then it will remember what I did to the land and it will look like it's supposed to. Another interesting thing is when I change the land around these tracks, I can't put anything on the land until I exit Surveyor because it didn't refresh yet.